And here's part 2. I don't have my best tripod and it's not livable. I didn't have time to do it. Okay, I gotta zoom out. And I hate it when the camera sees the dirt and doesn't see what I'm trying to focus on. Now, see, the sun's lighting up the dirt. I can't get this thing to focus through the dirt. Shit. Okay. Think it'll focus now? There we go. Okay, we're overlooking Halifax. Now remember, this is part 2. If you go underneath this video, you'll see part 1. I was doing the first part by hand. And what I'm going to do right now, if I don't lose my focus, this shitty tripod, listen to it. Okay, I'm going to leave the camera still, and you can watch this. And you can go to the nibirusunset.wordpress.com and see a lot more. And in the first part, if you watch before this one, you're going to see that that's not a reflection, because I went and got my tripod while the clouds were in front of the object that's behind there. And it's kind of like strange, like there's a third one. Keep watching the video. And for those of you who don't believe me, oh well. I'm just going to go and sit down and let that camera roll for a while so that you can just watch it. If you saw the first part, you'll know that this part is very real. The first part is only like a 2-minute clip. Be sure you go underneath this video and look at that that first part. I hate the new tripods they make that are made out of plastic. They're so crappy. The old days they used to make really solid, heavy tripods made out of aluminum, and they were really good to work with. I gotta try to find a really good tripod. And yes, I am the Visionary Folk Photographer, and you can go to thevisionaryfolkphotographer.com and see much more. And hopefully you'll realize that there's a lot more to this world than we're understanding. And the fact that I have all these videos that I've done over the last few years showing all this stuff, it makes you wonder why the government and the media doesn't talk about it, because they sure know this stuff's real, and I'm not the only one that's doing it. But I was the first one to start doing it, and people all over the world are starting to look at the sky and point their cameras up there, and they're starting to find a lot of evidence that there's some bizarre stuff going on in the sky. Like that sun up there is actually inside the clouds, and there's clouds behind it and in front of it, and like, you explain that to me. And you explained to me how in the first part you saw the second sun on the right disappear. You go to the nibirusunset.wordpress.com. So I'm going to come over and have a peek at my camera and see if it's lost its focus. Nope, it hasn't lost its focus. Yep. It is now Wednesday, February the 4th, 2015. It is 8:30 in the morning, and we're overlooking Halifax. So we're kind of pointing to the south, I should say the northeast. Or southeast, yeah, southeast. Because south of Halifax is the ocean, and that reflection you see down there off the bottom of the sun is a reflection from the harbor. I don't dare move my camera because I'll lose the focus again. Oh well, I'll try it. I want you to see the harbor. See the reflection in the harbor? That's the Halifax harbor. So I lost the focus. So I'll zoom in really close and let the camera catch its focus. It's hard to do through the dirt. It'll do it. In the old days, people used to use manual focus, but I'm using autofocus. Come on, camera. See, I shouldn't have moved it to the harbor. There we go. Here comes the focus again. Oop. Yeah, autofocus is really not fun sometimes. Let's try it here, see if I can get it to focus on the building or on the harbor. There we go. Now we're getting the focus. The sun's very bright right now, so I think the camera's, oh, it's still doing it. There we go, we got the focus. The way cameras work, they need straight lines or clearly defined lines to be able to focus. Like the second sun is offering, this camera is actually focused on the second sun. Because if it tried to focus on the first sun, which is on the very left, the camera wouldn't be able to do it because there's no sharp edges. If you're doing manual focus, you can do better, but I can't do it because I'm disabled. I can't hold the camera up to do it. So I bought a camera that will do autofocus. Yeah, that's the brand new camera I just bought. The one I had last year, I wore it out. My Canon PowerShot SX50, I wore that out. This is the SX60. So this is only the second video I've done with it. So I'm trying it out. It has a lot of features that are better than the other camera. It has a 60 times zoom optical, which is about 340 with your software zoom, and it's really good. And it has an external mic, and so the video and the camera lens, when you're zooming, you can't hear the zoom anymore because they changed the microphone on the camera. So now it zooms really quietly and really smoothly. So it's a better camera, but it costs a lot more. It's gotten out of the range of the average person now, because that camera's like, with taxes and that, it's about $650. You can find an SX50, which is a really good camera. They're reducing them in price because people are getting rid of them. And you can get them online probably as low as $300. And I would grab one if I were you, because once they're gone, they're gone. And these are the best cameras ever made. Try to get yourself an SX50, even an SX40. Canon PowerShot SX50, 40, 30, all the way up to, they went up, they've been making them for like 10 years, no, 15 years now. I figured I'd be talking to the camera right from a distance. I'm sitting in my chair over here at my command center, and I'll let you watch the sun. I guess I can see from here. I gotta go over there and move my camera up a little bit, because we're missing the top of the sun here. So let me move this up, and hopefully we won't lose the focus. There we go. Not too many cameras can aim at the sun and take videos and still be able to see what the heck you're looking at. There's so many strange things happening in this world, but I'll tell you, Fukushima is really fucking up this world. Go to the Fukushima Radiation Tree Reports.wordpress.com and we'll have a look at the videos I've done and what's been happening to all the plants and trees and everything mutating and dying. There's a lot of bizarre things going on. Our planet is dying. And the reason it's dying is because humanity is bearing the truth. And it keeps bearing truth about everything. It doesn't seek any truth about anything. And I told people, if humanity keeps burying the truth, there won't be any humanity to bury pretty soon. I'm coming. I'm going to move my camera again. I can see from here that the sun is going up in the sky, because the sun is going up and to the right because it's early in the morning. So I'm going to move my camera up again. Let's go a little further here. Isn't it that shitty tripod? I really gotta try to find a better tripod. There we go, and I'll move it over so you get to watch it for a while. And I did this video in very high definition, so if you have a good big giant HD TV, put it on your TV, watch it on there, and you'll see the details really well. This camera can see better than the human eye can. What you're hearing there is an osprey. I'm losing the focus, I see. Yeah, let me try to zoom out a little bit here. Nope. Now we're zooming, now we're getting the dip, so I gotta zoom back in. So this video has been running for 13 minutes, and you can see how as the sun goes up, one sun, the bigger one on the left, is going in front of the other object. And eventually, in about a half hour or so, you won't see the second one because the sun you're looking at right now, the big one on the left, will hide the other one. And if that was a reflection off my window, that wouldn't be happening, which some people would want to say. time you see me moving the camera is because I have to move the lens because the sun is moving. And all that dirt you see on my window, that's from the chemtrail spraying, because like a few years ago when I used to look out this window, it used to be really, really clear, the glass, and they've washed it. It makes no difference right after it rains now. And this is Nova Scotia, this is Halifax, there's no industry around here, and the place shouldn't, the air shouldn't be dirty around here. Oh, I hate this tripod. I have a better one, but I didn't have time to find it. There we go. Right now in Halifax, it's like minus 20, minus 25. See all that dirt? That is the residue from chemtrails. And believe me, it is.